Human rights apply to all people simply because they are human.
One's humanity cannot be denied because of temporary status of a student.
Nor should students be denied the opportunity to learn about and practice.
In the school setting, behaviors that respect human rights, human dignity, equality, and safety.
All students within this school district, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, marital status, national origin, disability, or sexual orientation,
shall be equally entitled to the benefits of good education. To secure such benefits, the needs and aspirations of all students shall be considered.
Barriers of prejudice, ignorance, and discrimination impede equality.
Individuals, schools, and community need to work together to overcome these barriers.
Equality of educational opportunity may be achieved most readily when in school.
And community provide conditions which enables each student to develop to his full potential.
I'm scared. All right, man. Let it loose. The real story, you know what I'm saying, about me is I had a messed up childhood. My mom was on drugs. My dad did all that gangbanging stuff, hanging around with the people he did. All I knew basically from that, how I grew up sleeping on the floor with my 6 brothers and sisters, just, you know what I'm saying, like we were nothing. Basically, it's like how I look at it, like we were nothing, you know what I'm saying, because people say they're gonna help, like that's why I have a problem with help, like all that community housing, like all that stuff, like we're kids, you know what I'm saying, like they ain't gonna help us. That's how I feel now. It's like, you know what I'm saying, we were kids and nobody tried to do nothing for us, you know what I'm saying. I remember like one time my sister fell, my twin sister, because I do have a twin, you know what I'm saying, she fell and broke both her legs off of a 2-story building because nobody was around us, you know what I'm saying, and she was little, but it's like, see, I can't talk about this. It's like, it gets me mad, man. It gets, you know what I'm saying?
When I started kindergarten, my teacher was racist, which I didn't know until like later on, you know. She would used to like lock me up in the closet because I was different, you know. My first language is Spanish. So when I started, like, it was different, you know, because I was different looking in my language. So she would basically just like lock me up in a closet. It's like it's storage with books and stuff, you know. And she would always make me, you know, do tests saying that would help my English, you know, which it didn't, you know, because how are you going to learn by yourself? You know, you need somebody to teach you.
I think when I was younger, it was important to have my parents there for me because I didn't think I could do it on my own. And after going through everything, I finally realized you can't live your life for other people, you gotta live it for yourself. And so it hurts that my mom isn't there like a mom should be, but then also again, I can't blame her for it because this is the first time I've lived with her in over 10 years. And so I'm not sure if she really knows how to react to having another kid in the house or how it feels to her, so I don't really blame her, but I think it's just different because I learned to rely on myself and not to rely on anybody else.
I just think that if you have something that you want to do and you really want to push yourself to do it, then you can always succeed in whatever you want to do. But if you want to just sit at home and do nothing and waste your life or whatever, and then by the time you get to your 20s or something, you're wondering how come I don't, you know, have enough knowledge to do what I really want to do. It's because you slacked off when you were younger. This is the time that you're supposed to be, you know, getting ready for stuff like that. So if you don't motivate yourself, you're just sitting there.
I've been through it all. Since the age of 5, I've been raising my little brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? There's times that I had to, I didn't eat that night or for a week straight because I had to make sure my little brothers and sisters got something to eat because my mom was out there on drugs and doing this and doing that.
It was all good until I got to high school. And then we moved again and bought our own house. Then I went to a regular high school that was north, and I started missing class, like ditching. I would just go to school and leave, get high, and deal with the same stuff every day. Gangs, fighting, and then they wouldn't accept me back in their school no more because I was missing so much.
Statistically, it wasn't until the 70s and 80s, for the past 30 years, 20 years or so, that we actually started keeping track of dropouts. Because back then, if you dropped out, people didn't care, man. You know, we were an industrial and an agrarian society. And if you dropped out, nobody went and said, hey man, can you roof? You know, if you picked up a trade or something, that was great. But you know, we're not that type of society anymore. We're an information-based society. And even though we still have these certain jobs that you have to do, it's not as easy to get a good paying job, a trade job, without having a, you know, that high school diploma, college, or a trade.
I do know from the youth I've worked with that they know a lot of their friends, or sometimes they know other kids who have dropped out of school because they don't see any hope, they don't see any reason to continue on, because they don't, you know, they see other kids getting ready to go to college or you know, to study a trade or something like that, and they're not able to do that. And so they said, well, what's the point? You know, I'll just get a job at McDonald's or whatever, wherever they can get a low-paying job.
Just to give you an idea, a little bit about the population, in 1997, in a street count, we found that there were about 200 young people in this in the city of Denver sleeping on the streets at any given night. We did that count again last year, and we found out that there was about 400 young people sleeping on the streets of Denver. And so, just the essence of not having a home and not having a stable place to go is, in and of itself, a barrier to education. If you don't have a place to go and study, if you don't have a place to go home at night, the idea of getting up in the morning and going to school is a little bit more challenging. The young people that we're working with are coming to us with a number of different backgrounds. We know that the families and the situations that many of our youth come from are marked with pretty serious physical, sexual, and emotional abuse.
I am a first-generation American. My mother was not born in the United States. My mother was born in Cuba. And she used to tell me that you could lose everything in life. You could lose all your money, you could lose your jewelry, you could lose your clothes, you could lose your house, you could lose everything, but you can't lose your education. So I believe that your education is the most important thing of everything that someone can do. Plus the fact that the data is very, very, very clear that kids that don't graduate high school will make almost half as much as a kid who does graduate college or has some college. So if someone wants to succeed in life and someone wants to get a well-paying job, they've got to graduate high school.
A lot of things were happening in my house. I still had good grades, you know, so my teachers would never know what was going on at home, because at school I was another person, a person that her life is easy and that everything's been perfect for her, you know. But in my house, it was like a person that has a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibilities, take care of my brother, do the house issues and stuff at home.
If I had the money to be in school, I'd be in school right now, but money don't, schools ain't cheap and money don't come easy.
The lifestyle that I live, you know, basically drug selling, that's all I've known. So it's like, I guess that like set me down like in the school. It blocked me away from school and education to what was really important. It made me not concentrate or go to that at all, because like, you know, I'm selling drugs. I'm not, you know, I'm trying to get money. That's in poverty, you know, if you're in a impoverished area, you need money. That's the only thing that you think about, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can't go to school if you ain't gonna earn money. You ain't gonna get a paycheck going to school and reading a book. So it's like, that's how that made me drop out of school. That's how I felt school wasn't important for me now.